Hello, hello, everyone. This is kind of a mic check, but also it's probably going to be combating the music that's playing, so don't worry about it too much. Welcome, everybody, to Twitch and YouTube. We're going to be getting started here really super soon. Just some last little bits of details getting plugged away. So sit tight. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a fun day. Oh, I am excited for today. Woo! Woo! Squeaky chair, bumping things. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Welcome, welcome everyone sneaking on in. Hoping to see some new faces with our recent console launch. Get started here in just a few. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the official ROCKFISH Games stream. I'm your host, my name is Eric. I'm the community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games. I am joined by our community manager, Gary. Say hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Oh, perfect, right on cue. We are going to be assisting you today with a 2-hour showcase. I'm going to be playing in Nightmare difficulty with a catch. On these streams that we do every single Friday, we generally will engage a lot with the community, answer a lot of questions, and also tease stuff when applicable. And I have been given permission to tease stuff. The weird thing about it is I don't know what I'm gonna tease, because it's gonna be completely reliant on RNG. So, as we are flying through space in this Nightmare difficulty game, we are going to be encountering some new drops. some of these are going to be elements that we've kind of talked about in other streams where we'll have the new item modifiers. Let me find one. Oh, there we go. There's one on the screen right now. Lots of generation on that front that we can still talk about when we discover it, but we're also talking about new items entirely. So keep your eyes peeled. I will too, and if those show up, we'll have a little conversation about it. It'll just be delightful. It'll be great. Otherwise, should you have any questions through the course of this presentation at any point in time, let us know in the comments. Go ahead and add to that to the chat. Gary's going to be taking those questions, and at certain intervals during the course of the stream, we will be responding to you in kind. Otherwise, what a freaking awesome console launch. Oh my goodness. Woo! Woo, oh my gosh. It was quite delightful. We are really happy that we've been able to get this out to the world. And we're also really happy that we have such a loud community to say, hey, there's this thing that's happening. And still our team was like on it. They were just like freaking pounding keyboards back behind the scenes. We're able to navigate the space that needed to be adjusted, and boom, bada bing, bam, bam. Wowzers. I'm really impressed with our team. I'm really happy with the release overall, and it's just so good to see so much praise out there, as well as the criticism. It's great too. We're really thankful that you guys are not holding back and saying things, how you feel, how things are going, because that helps us make this even better. So big shout out to all of you for making this possible. Seriously, it has been remarkable. Yeah. Just absolutely, yeah. Honestly, you guys are the real MVPs. That's what I'm trying to say. So, without further ado, without all of this wonderful, fantastic stuff going on, let's get into the part where I'm probably gonna die, which is this nightmare gameplay. So I was kind of poking about, I got a couple things that I need to do. I didn't even realize I finished another mainframe expansion. I'm gonna drop that into my utility for now. We are very likely gonna purchase a new ship. And then I think we also hit professional renown. So we get a new decal, some goodies, a powerful catalyst, nice, and a couple other things from that. And let's see, we've got calibrated equalizer, which, oh my gosh, that's already like looking really good. I am playing mouse and keyboard today, by the way, but if there are any questions on console side about like controls and stuff like that, I can change over to controller. I personally prefer mouse and keyboard, but we are very happy with how things come across with controller support. And should the need arise in showcasing how something looks, I will absolutely show that as well. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and dismantle this old one. Actually, no, we'll sell this one. We'll sell this one because we already have the blueprint. And our new one has blasters deal 20% increased damage. We don't have a blaster on, but we might keep our eyes peeled for that because that's a pretty hefty amount. And let's see, do we have, man, yeah, because we had this as our new pulse laser, which really hits damage. Yeah, okay. All right, just getting a little acclimated with the game. You know, actually, to start things off, I do want to talk about this right here, these elements, because I did see some questions on Reddit pertaining to how this operates from a controller, all right? And so it's very simple, honestly. You just push the left thumbstick in. That's how you cycle it. So anybody who was kind of wondering about that, that's how you do it. At the very, very bottom of the screen, this is listed on the left side. It says LS sorting. That means push the button in. When you see the one next to it that says expand view and it has an arrow on the LS, that actually means to hold it down. So see that? When we hold it down, there's that little indicator. That makes it only go to your cargo instead of looking at all your ship pieces. That way, especially if you're trying to not accidentally sell something off of your ship, this makes that a lot easier for setup. Not needed, we added it in there for convenience, but again, if you're ever trying to like cycle through elements, that's how you do it. Super cool. Thank you so much. Also, there was one other thing. Oh yeah, it's you hold the right stick in order to change the view from being a list like this to individual slots like this. So again, that's the right thumbstick. And again, these are listed at the bottom. It's all listed right down there. You can see I'm not lying. It's all there. Just so everybody is aware, for your console goodness, there's that clarity. Live at ROCKFISH Games. All right, So now let's get into some decision making. Oh my gosh, this looks like a new pop-up. Where did that come from? I've never seen that before. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so we have a number of ships here that we really want to cycle over to. We want something. We have a striker, and we just had a striker in a somewhat recent stream. I do want to change ships. I'm not going to do it right now. What we're going to do is we're going to fly around for a little bit, see how ships end up getting cycled, and if a new opportunity for a tier 3 ship shows up, we're probably going to jump on that. Not that I don't love the striker, because I do. The striker is actually one of my favorite ships. However, I want a different one just for the sake of showing some new rotations for the stream. Okay, so now with all of that out of the way, let's just do a couple more things. We're gonna sell some items. Oh, no blueprint progress here? All right, let's start that. This one's not gonna have any blueprint progress. A good weapon, but it's just not as good as what we got, so I'm gonna dismantle that as well. And we are gonna sell these solar panels and mining equipment, I think, just to get it out of the inventory. The ramen I'm gonna hang on to because that's a pathetic sell here at Prescott. We're gonna get something of value literally anywhere else. So very good, very good. Mark all is seen, and we're gonna just go. Let's start flying around. All right, already feeling pretty good about things. Let's see, where do we want to, oh, we have so many places to go, so much to do. What mission are we on? X marks the spot. Find out where Maddox last saw Eduardo in Kayit Nebula. Ooh, that could be really fun progress. That could accidentally show things that we're not supposed to show yet. I'm kind of down for trying that. But let's see what else generates on our pathway there. Because we are a level under, and the last time we went to the Kayit Nebula, I'm pretty sure we had some difficulties against the Redeemers there. Let's also have a quick look at our challenges. Union, get very close to the sun. Oh, that's all we have left? Oh shoot, let's just do that right now. Let's just do that right now. Make this process zipping around so much better. Oh, and just in case anybody is wondering, I went ahead and I swapped over to my controller right here. And if you notice, there isn't any floating around. There isn't any floating around that's going on. That is because there is a very easy fix to stop the floating from occurring. The what's it called? The stick drift. That's it. Stick drift. And if you want to know more, I'm sure that we could send a link to you in the chat. Probably. Could you do that, Gary? I totally am putting that on you. Whew. Wasn't actually intended to talk about that, but hey, we're here, and there we go. Fluorescent algae. The more important thing from completing this challenge means that now, whenever we choose a place, we can do this fast forward thing. Look how fast we go. Nice. Feels good. Feels good. Now, I do want to just put a quick bit of emphasis on the stick drift stuff I'm talking about for PC players. That is specifically going to be on PC with the solution. For stick drift for consoles, I would have to refer to the list to see how bad it is. But that is something that the team is tracking, and if it is bad enough, we will patch that, of course. We haven't seen any reports of that hindering gameplay, more just super light. And speaking of hindering gameplay, we do have a little bit less performance in this area, just because streaming, that happens from time to time, so we're gonna go to a different location and keep moving on. Wow, I'm talking a lot. Woo! How are you all doing? Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome. Looking at some high energy in today's stream already, and it's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Hope you're feeling good too. Let's go. I kind of want to, let's go here. That's where I want to go. That'll be a nice site to find things. Doing great now because it's stream time. Nice. Hello. Hello, party pilots. Welcome, welcome. What a wonderful day. Good, good. We do have something to destroy over there that we caught last time. We'll just go do it really quick, right? No, it's too low level. I want this location to level up, and then we'll find more secrets. That way the stuff we find will be higher level too. Alrighty. On to Zarkov. And like I said, just at the start of the stream, if anybody's wondering, why are you still playing the Sentinel? We will be swapping it out at some point. At some point. I'd really like to get a tier 3 ship, so it's probably going to just be dependent on what generates. But yeah, hopefully we can have some options for the community to decide. Alright, how do we want to handle this? Anti-missile drone, bomber, elite, alright. Cool! Well, I'm cycling between my missiles, and that's pointless with the bomber. At least while these anti-missile drones are there. Ouch! Okay. You made me mad. How did I hit the drones and I missed him? What happened? Oh, no. We did get him. Cool. We are going to need to be a little bit more mindful about what's going on here, because we are getting a few more enemies on us than we would like. And we don't have our EMP back. You know what? I don't know why I'm so concerned. Oops! All right. That feels good. We did ping something over here because we had, yeah, that's right, the power core. We didn't really know where to put it, so we're not going to complete that, but happy that we're unlocking some more stuff. Let's just take a quick look at our inventory. Calibrated equalizer, okay, normal shield. Boring. We want the good stuff, the new stuff. Where are you at? Come on. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Whew. So good, gosh. For anybody who's new to the streams, I want to know what your favorite Superlight track is. Go. Anyone who's new. If I know that you've said one before, you're banned completely forever. I want new folks. Let me know. What's your favorite Superlight track? All right, so there's a lot to do in this site, and I think that this is going to give us an opportunity to get some levels, or maybe a level, I should put it, and also find some stuff. We want to find some stuff and things. Building ourselves up so we can get into Kite Nebula is the goal. We have a heat sphere dispenser and a bulletproof container. Baron Enforcer. For some reason it wasn't letting me compare. All right, are they exactly the same? Is that what's going on here? Compare, please. No, 5% chance to drop credits with each hit. I will take that over. Oh, so yeah, we'll keep the one that we have, because this one's just cannot be damaged. All right. We'll keep our eyes peeled for where we can put a heat sphere. So we found the dispenser. Get out of here, good, good. Nice circle strafing technique. I'm sure many of you are accustomed to. Oh yeah, I'm watching our XP slowly build up. That feels good. We're getting a nice assortment of goods dropping everywhere. This helps out too. Really? Of course it's the one over here. Ah! Missed! We are using our pulse laser here just because it has range. Sustained Jaeger. Okay, alright. Come on. Where are the goods? Give me the goods. Ah, yes. The goods have been collected. We did find a new item. Unfortunately, it's one that we've already showcased in a previous stream. But for those who have missed it, let's talk just briefly about the Rattler. This is a new set item that is coming your way this fall. It's part of the Rogue set. There are several items within the Rogue set, all designed to make you snappier and better when you're going out solo. What this weapon does, it has weapon damage and velocity getting increased up to 20% depending on how fast your ship is moving. That's both weapon and velocity. If some of you are wondering like, wait, what's velocity again? How's that applicable to weapons? That's how fast the bullets are moving from your gun to the enemy vessel. So in other words, the faster you're moving with this ship, the easier it is going to be hitting them now. And then you're also getting a damage increase on top of that. Let's go down a little bit further. We have killing an enemy temporarily increases this weapon's damage by 1% up to 25% for 8 seconds. So if you're getting lots and lots of kills with this thing, you can ramp up damage fast. I love that. In the Rogue set itself, whenever we find the other one, if we find the other one, this will make it to where we will have 10% increased damage, handling, and ship speed. This is kind of an unusual bonus. We don't have a lot of things that actually increase handling and ship speed other than some modifiers pertaining to some modules of the ship. But here we see it from a set bonus, so long as there are no friendlies or neutrals within 2 kilometers of you. Hence why it's called the Rogue set. It's going to be mostly applicable in a lot of cases. I think the only time this is going to hurt a little bit is maybe specific missions or specific situations you find yourself in. So use it wisely and you're going to gain some serious bonuses. All right. It is 1 level higher than us, so we can't even put it on to highlight the new sounds and any new visuals if there are any. Don't think there's any on this one. But we have been hard at work to make these new pieces of equipment stand out from their peers. It's not just a matter of, oh, we added something new so it has to be stronger and better and blah, blah, blah. No. That's not how this works. What we would like to do is make some standout features for particular situations. Come down here, please. I'm not done with you. So there is no intent for the new equipment that's showing up to replace your old equipment. In fact, there's a strong intention to have the old equipment get even better based on new item attributes that you can find, and some of the set combos that you can prepare as well. Oh my gosh, look at him. You just ran straight into that. What a noob. We'll take it. Doesn't really happen that often. I'm really surprised we saw that. So this missile silo over here is a little sad. He will actually be changed. This was reported from a user on the Discord somewhat recently, actually. Some of our locales did have some various sites get adjusted. This was one of them, and unfortunately now he's broken. He can't ever hit you because he just hits the top of this wall. Again, that will be changed. That'll be just kind of like a soft fix soonish or laterish. Aha! We have a heat sphere dispenser. That's what we were looking for. So long as we're keeping our eyes peeled, getting things going should not take too long. Still provides some nice results. There's going to be a moment or two to get over there. Let's see if we can... Nope, it's going to teleport me right behind it. Unfortunate. Now on PC, I am going to... Oh. Well, that doesn't last long enough. I didn't check the time. That doesn't last long enough. We're going to have to figure out another way to get that heat sphere over there. Oh my goodness. Hey Tony, if you're watching the stream, there's 2 of them! I thought it was just the one. 2 unfortunate silos. That's silly. But as I said, stuff like that tends to happen when you're finagling like 50,000 little things, and then you go back to a site and you're like, oh yeah, everything's totally working as intended, and forgot about the little adjustments that you made to the layout. And then the layout's like, LOL. Don't you worry about that. That's, grand scheme of thing, that's a tiny thing. That is a tiny thing. Let's go in this hidey hole here. Maybe we'll find something. Energy sphere socket, bulletproof containers, nice. Beam laser, just standard one. Okay, all right. Lots of sockets. We still haven't figured out the way to carry them across, though. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start diving more into this middle territory. I don't want to just insta-die, but, you know, sometimes you just have to try. Let's see what we got. Honestly, I'm surprised there wasn't a detonator drone right there. Normally they're just right around the corner and they freak me out and I look like an idiot during a stream, but we'll take it. Whoop! Another heat spirit dispenser, that's what I like to see. Good, good. So something else to talk about, whenever you find stuff internally and inside of structures, your markers will still exist, but if you can see that, it's very much softened in comparison to the stuff that would be otherwise nearby. And since everything is actually outside of this structure, or deeper into it, nothing is really highlighted that much for us here. You can go over there and sit down. I'd like to change my target, please. Hello, mouse? Okay, that's fine. I might have actually changed some of my, actually I did. Oh goodness gravy. Hang on, I need to reset my input settings because I did a dumb. I was exploring some options for you guys, yeah, so let's just do this for now. And I'm gonna add a couple things that, this is specific to the PC. And I suppose it's a good time to mention how on the consoles, you do have 2 different control schemes, and then you can change those a little bit further by being left or right-handed. So ultimately you have 4 different control schemes. We do feel pretty good about them, but also note, we have been receiving your feedback on what you guys would rather see. So know that we're not ignoring you. This is something of a conversation that has to go pretty deep inside of ROCKFISH games, and it is incredibly difficult to say if we are actually going to invoke those changes or not. It is it is an incredibly complicated ordeal when we start getting into controllers and input mapping on consoles, okay? I want to be very clear in that regard, but continue leaving your feedback. It is very much appreciated. And if there is something that we'll inevitably be able to do, we'll do it. That's how we'll do it. All right. Something feels better. Neat. This is also a reminder that we're playing on nightmare difficulty. So when you mess up, it hurts. Woo!
That ship's made of aluminium again.
That's, oh my gosh. I just realized what my other input mapping is because I try to use my consumables on my mouse wheel. So let me just do a quick thing. This is actually a convenient thing that controllers already have. So you don't even have to do what I'm doing if you're using controller. But what I'm doing right now is by changing this configuration, I can actually hold my mouse and then this shows up on screen. Again, I'm using a mouse, but this shows up on screen where I can use, say, nanobots to repair my ship that is barely holding together. Again, controllers have that by default. Very convenient, honestly. Very convenient. Let's, do we have more? We have this pathetic little nano guy. All right, we'll take it. It's what we got, we'll take it. Where was that ping? Behind us? No. I'm not nervous, you're nervous. Okay. Whew, all right, so this could be really silly, but we're going in. I don't like that sound. Look at all these credits dropping from the, oh my gosh, look at my health dropping. Woo! That was fine. I'm really hoping, it looks like all commons. Ah, boo! I really wanted something new to show you guys. All right. Woo. There we go. Oh! Yeah, I got closer to that than I would have liked to have been. Woo! All right. Cool. Oh, we should have just shot that. I probably would have taken care of both of them. Ah, is what it is. Quick look at our inventory. Let's just see. We have a Rattler, Jaeger, blaster, flak, beam laser, marksman railgun. Okay. Somewhat standard elements coming into the fray here, but you know, that's all. Oh, please do not change my weapon. No. All right. It's kind of where we're at right now. Anything to compare against? Corrosion missiles versus mine. I actually kind of want my corrosion missiles, even though I'm not using them. All right. Cool. So we are gathering some loots. We're getting some really good experience gains. I'm feeling good about this thus far. You guys have been watching for a while, and I'm sure we've seen some questions come in. So Gary, let's go ahead and start chipping through some of the questions that our fine viewers out there have been asking.
Right, we've got a few lined up. First up, we've got one from Marlon Carrero on YouTube. Bit of a technical question, but I have a development question. How hard was it to optimize resolution and frame rate on consoles?
Oh my gosh. That I can't speak for directly because I played no part in it. But just watching the theatrics at work behind the scenes, it's so fascinating because there's so much to that to answer in a lot of different ways. Because on one side of it, it's actually not very difficult. And the other side, are you serious? Like, it's actually insane. It just depends on so many different factors on bringing that together. The experience of the team member also is so important, so applicable. And yeah, I mean, we do have a pretty solid team here at ROCKFISH to tackle said issues, but I would have to redirect that one to the appropriate team members who handled it in order to respond to the question. So basically what I just said is, if you want me to follow up with you, you should join the Discord and ask in Ask RFG. There's a channel completely devoted to asking questions, gameplay related, development related, what have you. And if you drop it in there, that can guarantee me getting said team member, pulling them out of the fray and saying, hey, I need you to respond here, because this is what's being asked, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting answered. So that's a deep technical question I want to answer. I don't know how to answer it. I want to follow up. If you can drop that question in the Discord, I will follow up with you. So thank you for the question, but yep, we'll have to pass on that one for the moment. So next one, please.
Right. Next one is sticking with YouTube, and it's from Noob LJ. He's just wondering about cross saves between platforms. What options do we have?
So cross-saving is basically a no across the board, except for Game Pass users. If you have PC Game Pass, you can also play on the Xbox. If you have Xbox Game Pass, then you can play on the PC. That's not technically what it's called, but you get the drift. Those are going to be the transferable locations. If you have the game on PC, say via Steam, you cannot play that on Xbox. It has to be a part of Game Pass. That's how those elements are going to work. If you have it on PlayStation, it will not transfer to anything else. I have seen, we got video of a person playing it on their, what was it, Xbox One, I think?
Yes.
Using the cloud gaming, so that's fun. So I suppose you could be super cheeky and do it like that, but otherwise, no. There's only the Xbox and PC Game Pass that works with one another to transfer those saves.
Excellent answer. Spoon Knight next, over on Twitch. A question about the Rattler, and he wants to know, how does the bonus expiration work on the Rattler? Specifically, is it one stack per 8 seconds without a kill, or do all stacks expire simultaneously?
It expires after 8 seconds per stack. So this is a great question. Definitely one that I've had to ask about as well. So yeah, so it goes 1%, and that lasts for 8 seconds. If you get like 3 kills, and one's the first second, one's the second second, one's the third second, you would get a 3% bonus, and that 3% bonus would technically only last for the next 5 seconds, because that took 3 seconds to build up to, right? Because 5 plus 3 is 8. I'm pretty sure my math is right there. I think I passed school. So yeah, there's that. So it will tick down as those 8 seconds go up. Then you'll see it go from 3% to 2%, then 1% when it's nearing the end of that lifespan. So to get the maximum bonus, you have to seriously crunch some damage, and this is going to be probably more applicable whenever you have flagships that have little minions flying about them. Rifts are almost just a sure bet. HRA is going to be a toss-up, kind of depends on what's generated in there, and a number of other situations that could be capitalized. But of course, it is hard to ramp that up, so depending on how you feel about your skills and maintaining that, it might be the perfect modifier for you, or this could be absolute garbage and you need to find something else. Oh, and Michael did respond to the prior question. Really do appreciate that, Michael. For those of you who don't know, Michael RFG showing up in the chat. He is the CEO of ROCKFISH Games, the big baddie himself, in charge of all the stuff that's been dropping like his hat. And he has a response. He says, the team at Engine Software, the team that did the heavy lifting of the porting, and our own lead artist invested quite some time and effort in optimizing shaders on console and finding the right balance and graphic settings for good performance versus visual quality. Really do appreciate that response, Michael. Love to have you here. It's always a blessing. So good.
Right, one more question, if you're up for it, from Twitch. And we have Kizor with a question. At what speed does the autocannon's damage cap out?
I feel like I'm in the hot seat of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Like, what are my answers? Woo! Dang.
For the Rattler specifically.
Okay. So you're kind of wanting to know. Okay, I got it. So for the Rattler, where the heck? Okay, where did you go, Rattler? There you are. For the Rattler, yeah. So I get the question. This is applicable to this ship speed, and this was also something that we kind of talked about internally about how fast a ship is moving and how much benefit they should have pertaining to the it is showing right in the middle. Based on how fast the ship can move. So in general, the main takeaway from this is if you're in a light ship, you're going to have the maximum bonus. If you're in a medium ship, the bonus is going to be average. If you're flying a heavy ship, this is not going to receive nearly as much of a bonus. That's the short of it. I don't have the hard numbers to talk about. So I know that's what your question is. Kazal, this is one of those things where if you do want a more refined response, you can go ahead and ask that in the Discord. I am happy to share any additional information that is shared with me. But again, long story short, light ships benefit the most from this, medium ships, average benefit, and heavy ships, the worst benefit. You can still use it on all of them, but of course, faster is better. Great questions, guys. Thank you so much. And keep those questions coming. We will have another segment where we will answer even more of them to your heart's content. But for now, we want some more pew pew. I'm being really pushy. And I don't care. More Culver. Nice. I think we're still looking for more Culver for like the better Culver for some of our perk upgrades. So we are going to extract as much as we can. This gameplay segment that we are doing, it's kind of we want these segments, for those who are new, we want these segments to present exactly the way the game was designed. I am not playing some type of souped up showcase with specific interactions that are going to pop out of the blue to make it look like there's something way more than not. No, I'm giving you the authentic experience here. Like me flying around this asteroid trying to figure out where that Culver crystal deposit is, this is the type of experience that you could have going for you as well. Because we want to be as authentic as possible here, okay? That's the nature of these streams. You see me poking about and it taking too long to do something, or you see me finding an easy solution because of well-designed level, like all of that's gonna be what you experience here. Not dolling it up, not gonna pretend to. Let's go ahead and, I do wanna look at our perks real quick, because I know that this is the one, no, we got the tractor beam, nice. Okay, so we do really want to pursue cruise drive. We need power units and bioprocessors. Those are gonna take some time to get. It's not anything crazy, so I'm not too worried about it. Startup delays would also be nice. There's our flawless Culver crystal that I'm blocking the screen of. It's right here behind my body. All we need are more of those. How many more? 4 more. We're not even that far. That's exciting. Let's track that. That way, whenever we do find a more flawless, it's going to remind us, hey, you can almost do a thing. I want to get this to removes the startup delays while not in combat. That way, if we are, say, right now, where we're not in combat, there's no red lines at the top and bottom of the screen. If I were to say, take this damage limiter and plug it right here, instead of this taking 20 seconds to bind itself to the ship, because I'm outside of combat, it would just do so instantaneously. Really nice tool for preparing for yourself accordingly. Helps out quite in a pinch for sure. We are I'm not sure about this one. Not sure about this one. Hello, missile. Missile silo? What do you think? Do we do this? Do we stay the course? Do we take this on? Or do we move on? What do you think? What's the vote? What's the vote here? There's a lot here. Okay. All right. Getting some interesting results thus far. We're waiting on YouTube too. I'm going to make sure this is fair and balanced, as all things should be. So call me Papa Thanos. All right. Okay. There's like one person that's like run away. Everyone else is like, don't let your dreams be dreams. All right. Here we go. Aggression mode on.
Death count is 19.
Get the death count ready. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
You got this.
Okay. Oh, that was a missile to the face. Here we go. Wasn't too bad. Why was I so nervous? You guys made the right call. You guys made the great call. Absolutely. Don't know why I'm such a scaredy pants right now. Whew. Shiva Energizer. This is not a new item. Just seeing if it's going to benefit us. I do like having more shields pertaining to the Sentinel, so I think that this actually is better for us. It also grants more resistance, and I mean, shoot, I'll take it. Resistance, for the record, is the damage reduction that occurs to your hull, as well as the debuff duration. So anything that sort of affects you, the conditions, that's going to be modified by your resistance. Reduce those timers that you get hit by. Can be useful in the right build. Can be. But, you know, obviously we know that a lot of you guys just like more firepower. That's also totally acceptable. Let's just do a little bit of flying through here and here. Everything's fine. Everything's normal. Nobody show a clip of that to my mother. Oh good, we can bounce him around. That's nice. Where the freaking crap is he at? Why did we go into horror movie mode? Hang on a second. Where's the music even knows it's stopped. Okay. Almost there. The lights, oh my gosh. What the heck? I am like shaking. This is dumb. I was not expecting this experience today. Oh gosh. But it is important to mention that we did take a lot of influence from varied sci-fi, franchises, and the Alien franchise is definitely alive and well here too. Like we love our sci-fi, and anything that is good and right, we do like to emulate. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's do this. Ah! Oh no, thank you. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Who put this in there? Oh my gosh. Let's get them just knocked around. Magnetic repulsor, thank you so much for working through walls. Cheese and crackers. Oh. Is that all? I am about 5 seconds from noping out of this. This is ridiculous. Protective sphere. Oh my gosh, this is great. So, a wonderful time to talk about these bad boys because these will actually block various things like radiation so that you can, not be irradiated. It's great, but you do have to be holding it. That's gonna be the one trick. We are gonna try and, wow, I just pushed the wrong button. I'm really glad that wasn't more damaging than what it actually was. I'm also gonna change my view because I'm having a hard time seeing in first person. Was there another pathway? Am I crazy? Oh my gosh, there's not another pathway? This is the end. Okay.
Literally.
Dang near close to it, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. I want the thermogun. Okay. If you get fully irradiated, that will reduce your top, your hole amount. So instead of it like taking points away, it reduces your maximum hole. So you do want to be very careful with radiation because as it stacks up, it can become very, very bad for you. A rapid railgun, okay. Not super useful for us, unfortunately. Blueprint already. Let's go ahead and scrap this thermal gun. Bring this bad boy over. And get out of here! Let me go! Thank you. All is well. Jeez, I'm actually, like... I don't know if you can see it. I'm, like, sweating, okay? That experience was ludicrous. Whew! Oh, my gosh. And did we forget something? Oh, my gosh. We have to go back. We have to go back. It's okay. It's close. I want that Secro Pulse. How does it compare? All right. Let's go ahead and scrap one more thing. We'll get rid of this shield. A couple more elements to dismantle. I think next up, we gotta go to a station so I can calm down and possibly swap to a different ship as well. Where does Marie DeVent show up here? Gas fields, right? Is that right? No, Devana Gas Orbit. Okay. Oh, but she doesn't sell ships yet. I have to upgrade that. Dang it. Looks like we're traveling back over to Union, folks. Oh, okay. We do have a ship dealer over there at Noah Damaris, so we'll do that. Noah Damaris? Noah Damaris? Tomato, tomato. In our journey back over, I know it hasn't actually been a super long time, but if we do have a question that's hanging out there, let's go ahead and answer it.
Yeah, we've got a few. Right, Wizard Jerry on YouTube regarding the Rattler. Got people rattled with that one.
Okay, that's great. It's great.
Special attribute weapon damage and velocity increases up to 20%. Does this apply on itself only or all weapons equipped?
It only applies to itself. That's a good question. It's only applied to itself. And the way that we know that, the way that we're making that distinct here, anytime that you see a weapon, where'd it go? I keep reorganizing my stuff, I'm sorry. Anytime you see that line, right here that's going across, follow my finger. That line is distinguishing. Everything above it is for the weapon or the item specifically. Does not apply to anything else. The elements that are below that mostly apply to the weapon. If it doesn't, or if it applies to particular situations, it will have that listed in the description. And then of course, everything below that, for any sets, it requires having a number of items in the set, which is indicated by the numbering. The 0 out of 2 means we don't have any part of the set yet, but having 2 would give us that bonus. So yeah, here, the weapon damage and velocity are increased up to 20% depending on how fast the ship is moving, is applicable to the Rattler only. Specific to the Rattler. Great question.
Marvelous. Black Sheep joined us over on YouTube.
Okay.
Just wanted to know, have we got any plans to add a bank or vault to any of these systems for bases, for example?
This was actually in the plan at one point in time, and this was something that we also had to, let me pause here. Something that we actually had to like evaluate and figure out the value of such an addition to the game, or if we needed to pursue other projects for the game. And this kind of goes back to like early access time period, and I'm not gonna deny the fact that developing for a game is not easy. Turns out there's a lot of hard calls that we have to make. So it is something of an idea still floating about. I'm not gonna say that it's going to happen. I don't want to raise expectations incorrectly here because there's a possibility that it won't. It is also something that our team needs to kind of recover and see if that's something we want to pursue again. But still, there's a lot of priorities happening right now, and that is not one of them. All right? So just clear in the air on that front. We recognize that request. It's something that we actually kind of wanted to do at one point in time. We've got other priorities. We'll see what happens in the future. If you really, really super want it, speak loudly and proudly about it. You know, we've got lots of channels to do so. That can sometimes have an influence on our directions. But also, no, I have to add another disclaimer, of course. With the game being fully released, us adding more free content, this is us just doing it because we can. This is not something where it's like, we're trying to collect as many suggestions and ideas from the community and like slapping it all in there. There are some community suggestions that will be entering into the free content update, but as far as us polling new suggestions and ideas that you are recommending at this time, those are slim pickings, okay? So, a lot of disclaimer there, a lot of information there. I'm hoping that you're understanding the TLDR of it is probably not, but we'll see. All right, let's blow some stuff up as we answer another question, because these guys are lower level, so it shouldn't be a problem, as we almost just got blown up.
Another question regarding the Rattler from the More 365 over on YouTube. Is the Rattler affected by the legendary engine boost?
The legendary engine boost that applies more speed? Or the, so, okay, I know what you're talking about. So the terminal velocity. So I don't have an example of that to show, but the short of it is that whenever you use terminal velocity, it gives you an added sort of, I'm gonna call it tactical dodge. It's gonna be the best way for you gamers out there to be like, oh, I know what he's saying. It allows your ship to move very quickly in a particular direction, okay? Because there is momentum associated with that, yes, it does actually apply to the Rattler's usage. It would be kind of hard to do, but it would be applicable. Anything that provides movement is going to be applicable to the Rattler. I suppose you could also argue and say that if something were to hit you and it throw you off course and you're kind of spinning wildly, but still have the ability to shoot, you'd have the benefit of having increased damage and velocity on your Rattler. But I digress. So, clever question. There's the answer. Next one.
Next one. Slorine Tetson over on YouTube. I don't know if we can answer this one, but are there more superior catalysts on the way?
Who asked that question? I just want to look you directly in the eyes.
Slorine, look at your TV right now.
Cheeky. Oh my goodness. We'll have more information in the realm of catalysts in the future, because there will be more information about catalysts in the future. Next question, please.
Excellent. Right, Gordon Holland over on YouTube still as well. Oh. Will there be any additions to the character perks we already have, or are the ones that we have the ones we'll stick with?
I guess we'll have to find out. Man, you guys are all just digging today. I love it. Don't change. No, the short answer there, and I'm actually pretty sure that we've said it in a previous stream, yeah, like we want to add more to the game. It shouldn't be a surprise that incorporating more perks that would be of assistance, these passive abilities to the player, that is definitely something that we're working towards. And if we can find some good solutions through adding more perks to certain companions, that makes sense to have those perks associated with those companions, yeah, we would absolutely go in that direction. Oh, we found a storm chaser. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about this one. If there's any more questions, let's handle that first, and then we'll crack into Storm Chaser set.
One last question, and this one's Flory over on Twitch. Are there any plans to make detonator drones spawn near you?
No.
Your fear of them.
No, and if there are, screw you, whoever's making those decisions. Just stop it. Stop it right now. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. Oh my goodness. What a you guys. Don't change, you're awesome. Definitely love it. All right, cool. So let's go ahead. Oh, and another, look at this. This is why I want to do the combat while we're answering questions. Let's go ahead and slap this bad boy on. This is a new set So far, it's kind of ironic. We've been finding the ones that we have actually spoken about in the past, but they've been updated, so there's a benefit there at the least. Let's go ahead and reorganize this one more time, get rid of some lesser equipment, or less valuable equipment, I should say. Pick up these credits. We're gonna head on back to the store. We're gonna have a couple things to talk about. We got the Storm Chaser set, which we would love to talk about, and now we've got the Autonomous set. Ironically enough, I spent a bit of time smoke testing to see where I could get certain things to drop, and I never saw Autonomous once. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that it dropped for the stream. Glad that it dropped for the stream. Oh my gosh, really? Just get out of here. Just leave. Whew. I'm pretty sure that when we cross the threshold into Kaith's Superlight, we'll actually trigger the leveling up of the entire world space again. And goodness me, I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. Did he crash into you? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Fun fact, at one point in time in development, at least for EVERSPACE 1, we had a system where when a drone was at low hull points, it would try to ram itself into the player. Turns out this was not fun, so we removed it. All right, we're gonna repair this ship, even though we're gonna buy another one. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yes. Oh, we get a choice, ladies and gentlemen. We can either choose a spirit or we can choose a liberator. We've got those main classes are the scout and the gunship. Accordingly, we have the spirit and the liberator. Cast y'all votes. Get that in here. I also might be able to start talking a little bit more about some added changes to the ship dealer. Just some quality of life stuff, nothing crazy, but something that we've kind of heard the call, seen some patterns in the community, and are making some adjustments. So while we are having you guys vote, let's also just mix things up and talk about way too much all at once, because it's exciting, it's fun, it's wonderful. Let's talk about this autonomous set called Adaptive Plating. This thing has no repair per kill. What? Where's my gamification to keep my armor up? It's right below it, actually. While at least 15% armor is active, gain 0.25% repair per hit. I still think that percentage is too high, Hans Christian, if you're still in the chat. I know we talked about that. But you know what? Shoot, it's pretty stinking awesome. So long as you are maintaining 15% of your armor, so that orange bar in the upper left, that full thing, if it is at least 15% full or more, every time you get a hit, it's going to repair. All right? But it doesn't stop there. It's the autonomous set. What does it autonomously do? It's all about repairing. In the set bonus, number 2, if you got 2 of the items in this set, armor will regenerate 1% per second so long as your shields are full. You got your shields maxed out and you're under 15%, no problem, it's gonna tick it up for you. Then when it gets over that 15%, your bonus gonna be back in action. You can ramp it up by getting those hits. The 3 set bonus here, your hull will regenerate 3% per second so long as both shields and armor are full. That means if you are a patient lad, that anytime you ever take damage ever, you will fully automatically repair yourself. Pretty nice bonus, especially for new players who are struggling to keep that balance of using consumables and visiting shops and all of those sort of things. The next up, we had one more. You keep voting, it's fine. We had the Storm Chaser. The Storm Chaser set, this one is the multi-cell. I remember somebody had commented like something about how this isn't just a single cell. The reason why we named it multi-cell is actually to play off of the sci-fi nature of an energy core. And if you look at the visualization itself, the icon of the energy core, you can see that there's different cells. So going with multi-cell was a better play on words for this one. That's what we decreed, at least. But let's go down on this further. There's no passive benefits to this one other than it boosts your shields and your thrusters significantly more than your weapons. So there is a trade-off here just using this in general. But should you desire some set benefits, you can do some pretty gnarly stuff. For example, in the Storm Chaser set, this is more focused around reflecting damage. You turn kind of into a storm yourself. So the 2 set bonus is you get 25% increased energy orb drop chance. Why is that relevant? Well, if we had the Stratocumulus shield, it would make a lot more sense. But because we don't, I guess we'll just have to wait in anticipation. The 3rd set bonus is 4% increased damage reflection for 20 seconds when collecting an energy orb to a max of 40%. Now we're starting to see some things come together. Do want to point out that that 4% increased damage reflection is applicable even if you don't have any. So if you're at 0 damage reflection, every time you would get one that stacks, it adds 4%. Okay, so it goes from 4 to 8 to 12 to 16. Math, yes. Woo! My mama's proud. And if you also are using something else that gives you damage reflection, it's going to add on top of that. Maybe a perk, for example, that would do something about damage reflecting to your attackers. And finally, we have the 4 set bonus that says all enemies within 800 meters take reflected damage. All of them. Every single one. Wait, what does that mean? So it like distributes so somebody shoots you and then it distributes that damage across all, no. It doesn't damage them across it all. They all take that much percent reflection. So for example, say you have 60% reflection. That's a lot, but just go with me here. Say you're dealing 60% reflection, your opponent hits you for 100 damage. That means that opponent's taking 60 damage back at them. And so is every single enemy within 800 meters range. They're taking 60 damage from that one shot, which is probably a pulse laser that's hitting you multiple times really quick. The power here, I cannot stress this enough, can be absolutely ludicrous if you design your build accordingly. Or it could be absolute garbage. Once again, we're going down this pathway where you have to decide this factor of how you want to play the game. You're gonna have to design your build accordingly, and if you do, you can find some pretty nice benefits. Cool. I don't think we've seen any more of them, but we'll keep going, and I might just spice up the stream with a little added detail, which we technically weren't planning on sharing today, but I might just give you a tease about it, just to rope in what we've been finding a little bit further. Also, I forgot to buy the gunship, because that's what you guys want. I've seen so many of you saying a gunship. It's so interesting, because we have Twitch that wants the Scout, and we have YouTube that wants the gunship predominantly. It's so fascinating. It's so fascinating. But I'm actually like counting through the responses right now just to see. Oh, actually there's more spirit. My apologies. I looked over and I thought I knew what I was talking about, but no, there's actually more spirit. Wow. Remember that time when I told you that I could math? Whew. Questionable things. All right, so let's talk just briefly about now this ship dealer, because things should look a little bit different than what you guys have in your current build. Again, this is also something that's going to be applicable to the free content update. And what you're seeing is some tweaks to if you can afford something or not. So in short, in the old system, a lot of times you would see like yellow, and that was maybe a little confusing to some of you, because yellow means you could buy it, but you'd have to trade in. Everybody, at least most players, like 95% of players, trade their ship in. So we've reprioritized the distribution of this UI. So now the first option that comes up is the transfer. It's the buy and sell current, as opposed to buying the ship, sending it to your home base, or buying and transferring the new one to the home base. Most go with here. It just made sense for us to do that. Also, I didn't sell stuff out of my hangar. I hope I didn't just hit a snag. I don't think we have that bug anymore. but just making sure. Let's see our inventory. Did we crash the game? No, we still have slots. Woo! All right. Everything's fine. So we have a brand new ship. Let's go ahead and customize it with a little bit more flair. This is also something we've kind of shown in previous streams, but one new level of customization that we've got going on. Let's go ahead and target. Let's go with this one. One new level of customization that we will be adding in the free content update is to randomize your ship colors. It will take everything that you have and it will cycle it around. There was a little bit of discussion about what else could be randomized, and I can now confirm that the finish will also be randomized whenever you use this feature. So anytime you are randomizing the colors, you can also see that it's randomizing if it is a standard or a metallic finish as well. We did this because it actually generates a lot more combinations that we never would have really considered. In fact, there's been a lot of cases where I had a metallic finish that was like, that color looks like it's brand new. No, it's just that it was in metallic and I never tried that because I'm silly. Oh my gosh. So yeah, really happy with the results here. Some of the stuff can look kind of questionable, and that's okay. The fact of the matter is you can cycle it multiple times until you get to a color palette that is pleasant. And that one's not too bad, but I want to keep going. That one's pleasant. That one's not too shabby either. We can keep going, maybe a couple more. Actually, wait, I kind of like that one. And you can go back too. All right, that's the other thing I meant to mention. You can go back too. Ooh, all right, stop. I'll take this one. I'll take this one. Thank you. You can also randomize your window tint, but I honestly want to apply this one. I want to make it darker than the rest of the ship. Let's see, our engine colors are scarce, but we are going to modify them because we can. We'll probably change this to fluorescent algae, just to give it a little more spice. And our emissive lights, we got the green. Beautiful. Still not gonna do the decals because I don't want to. I personally like decal-free ships, but you know, there are a lot of playful options, of course, and we've been unlocking a few. But I like them without. Last but not least, let's look at our modules. There are numbers here on the screen, just yet another little quality of life feature. I think this one was suggested from our community, where you can now see how much you've actually unlocked for said ship. So we have 3 out of 4 types for the ship here. And we can also randomize the modules too. That is definitely a possibility if you're like, I don't know, let's just see how things look. Ooh. Ooh, that's not too bad. I like kind of like the smaller ones. We only have one, we only have one ship wing, so that's, but yeah, otherwise, this will work, this is fine. We've taken enough time. So basically, the long story short is lots of fun things. Yay. Now let's add our 4th device. Oh my gosh, it's gonna save us so much. Let's see, so we got magnetic repulsor, we got energy leak. On our scout, I don't want this. I want an additional charge. If they're getting close to me, I'm not looking for energy orbs. I'm looking to get them away from me. Let's see. Definitely keeping teleporter here. Considering energized boost, but I think what we're gonna do, nanotransmitter is surprisingly useful on the scout. Sniping when you're damaged, you're like trying to get away, but then you snipe some, can repair you up pretty quickly since, you know, it's made out of aluminum.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, that's yours. That's yours. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. We're gonna use that. Yeah, that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be it for us on this front. Mark all is seen. And we're also going to sell so much of this. Goodness gravy. Oops, my finger slipped. Let's see what else we got. We want to sell stuff that we have blueprints unlocked for, honestly. Some of this stuff that's higher level, The last shot before running out of energy deals 500% more damage, can only occur once every 5 seconds. Not too shabby for a Jaeger, since it can run out of energy fairly quick. Killing an enemy with this weapon has a 10% chance to refill your currently equipped secondary weapon by 1. Did we find any cruise missiles? Did we get any cruise missiles? I don't see any cruise missiles. I has ideas. That feels good. Let's see, we got calibrated equalizer here. We're gonna hang on to this one for the moment. Synchro pulse, coil gun. We're gonna scrap it for the blueprint. Rapid rail gun. 2% kinetic damage bypasses the shield. Not ideal modifiers at all, honestly. They kind of suck, but we do need a railgun. It is incredibly important to use a railgun in your scout. The scout is the master when it comes to range. All things considered, it will just slap opponents across the face with a brick in the glove. Pretty gnarly. I don't think I want to use this. For purposes of the stream, I should use this. Okay, all right, changed my mind. Let's see, sensor. Do we care about resource range? We're still not using a blaster. Plus 1% critical hit chance. I'm gonna hang on to it. When we reach level 17 in just a second, we'll probably use that. Oh, there's a blaster. Let's see, compare that to the synchro pulse. Honestly, not as good as I was hoping, but paired with this sensor, that might not actually be a bad plan. It could get us out of a pickle if we're too close to danger. Might consider that. Too many options now. Goodness, why are we still working on this game? We already made the game. What are we doing? We should just move on and work on Everspace 4, 5, 6, and 7. Come on. On the world. Let's see. Each second the missile flies. Not really applicable. A lot more. Yeah, okay. So we want to sell these, sell that, Nissan plating. We want to keep the adaptive plating. We want to try and keep that high. We're going to hang on to the Rattler just for people who's showing up late. Enforcer, my love. You've no longer useful to our current build. Beam laser. Gone. Broken energy core? I didn't even realize we broke our energy core before. Whoopsies. Autocannon, see you later. Medicine, goodbye. Seeds, all right. Mostly cleaned up inventory, that's much better. Having a hard time deciding on a couple things, kind of like this calibrated equalizer over the pulse laser. Also the blaster in a level. So let's just keep moving on. See what we can do. I'm seeing a couple people sneaking in and saying, hello, has a busy day, so can't stay. Hey, DD King, yeah, thank you so much for popping in and saying hello. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Oh my gosh. Oh, light ships are so good. Oh, man. Let me tell you what, light ships. Do they die easily? Yes. Do they get hit commonly? Depends on who's flying it. For me, debatable. All right, let's see where we can go, what we can do, what we can find. I do think we want to go back to Zarkov, actually. Maybe we can do this mission. We can do this. All right. Love the Scout, super TIE fighter. I think we took some inspiration from Star Wars in some cases. I think maybe, yeah. There's probably some truth to that. Though I don't see twin ion engines on the back here. You know, granted they are hard to see on a TIE fighter, but where it gets its name from, anybody who's wondering. Who's a dork? I am. All right. Let's go ahead and get this container. I don't know why, but oh my gosh, anybody else, like I saw the Malamite and for some reason I saw a burrito or a taco. I'm hungry, I guess. That was like the first thing my mind jumped. Just look at that just briefly for a second. Do you see like a taco shape? That's what I saw. I'm sticking to it. We just collected some tacos. Let's see. We actually want to keep our boost and our shield in a good position here. So we're gonna maintain the Storm Chaser for now. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, yeah, we would definitely want to go to Zarkov for a particular reason, and maybe I'll talk about that in just a moment. Light ships are so good until they don't. That is... Yes, Sniper NLN over on Twitch, you nailed it. You nailed it. Over on YouTube, they're talking about food. I see a chalupa dog. Oh my gosh. What has happened to the chat? I don't know, but it's all things incredible. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm already feeling so good about this scout. This is nice. Though I do think we probably want to get a oh, we have a cruiser. Okay. Yeah, cruisers increase the loot range, which is why I was mentioning that one. This helps out the scout a little bit. We need a taco market to compete with the ramen. Oh my gosh. Railgun is pretty much a scout staple. Yeah, it absolutely is. So I know I didn't really specifically show anything, but the scout's benefits are all about adding range, getting bonuses to range, making more damage from range, etc., etc., etc. And it's just this nimble little trooper that when it gets into danger, it can hightail it out. So very much a sniper's dream here. A lot of good stuff coming out of the Scout in Everspace 2. And also Everspace 1. It's the best ship in Everspace 1. Get wrecked, anybody who has an opinion otherwise, because it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. This is going to be tricky.
The vortex has certainly taken its toll.
I must inform you that this is not any crashed wreck, but the CEV Nordborg. Disguised as a colonial exploration vessel, it was used during the war to move experimental weaponry through the belt grades.
Experimental weaponry, huh?
Now, technically, we're not here for all the story stuffs and everything, but I'll kind of be quiet with some of the exchanges here because it's a little bit more exchange heavy than normal.
Unusual in what sense?
It is like nothing I have ever encountered. And
Damn it, Hive, pull yourself together.
See if we can collect some of the secrets before the rest of the mission chain continues. Oh, that's debris, lol. There we go.
Doesn't look like cheese to me.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we have to go get the things. We have to get the things to do the thing. Silly me. Let's see. Heat detector. Nice. Ship color. What do we got? Oh, EOS. EOS? I don't know how to pronounce things. There we go. We're gonna get the other side too, because it's right here, and then we'll go continue the, actually no, pro gamer move. We're going to do this first. Get it where it needs to go, and then we're gonna come back and do it while he's blabbing his face off.
Please, I need someone to pull me out. The noise is killing me.
What noise?
Ugh, it is splitting my skull.
Wonderful.
Okay, hold on. I got you.
I'm seeing people talk about other ships that they prefer and whatnot. That's awesome. It's always cool hearing about not only what ships you prefer, but why, right? Like there's that beautiful distinction as to, you know, everyone can say, oh, I like the gunship because guns. Like that's easy. That's an easy answer. But when you start getting into like those more tantalizing details of, I found these combinations you can do with weapons because they fire twice as fast by doing this thing. Now it's starting to get interesting. Now it's starting to get into that territory that I love you guys share. It's really cool.
There you go. Is the signal still messing with you?
No, it is gone.
I'm gonna try and finish this up while he's blabbing.
Because this is all
Whoop! As intentional, as totally.
Maybe I should pay a visit to
Oh, I should probably enter the thing. There we go. Wonderful. Credits, power core. What do we got behind door number 1? Another module, a disintegrator, and an observer. How's the observer compare? Oh, the observer. The observer's the one that I wanted. Oh my gosh, I said peruser. Observer's the one I wanted. We got it. That makes me very happy with that superior loot range. Also ship range. Gonna make it a lot easier to snipe folks down. Gain 3 additional resources when finishing a resource node. That seems kind of nice from a beam laser. Especially considering I've been looking for resources. That is tempting. I didn't realize how tempting that was gonna be, honestly. All right. Also, what was this? Homing, just standard homings, okay. Not a big deal. All right. Let's go ahead and try to get out of here. Oh, wait. Let's collect some loot first. Yay! There we go.
May I inquire about where we are going?
I don't know how.
A remarkably powerful jamming signal interfered with my
Disintegrator on Scott is going to be hard to handle. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They get pushed around a bit, don't they? Gunship's easiest for me to fly. Have a tendency to oversteer, so the handling works best for me. Nice. That's awesome, Junior Pancati. Stinger absolute main from E2 Moto. Speed and firepower is my thing in spaceship games. Oh, dude, I love it. Keep sharing these stories. I love it. Yeah, there's so many different reasons to enjoy the different ships, and we're pretty happy with how a lot of them come across. Pretty happy with how we brought them together. So great to hear more and more from your standpoints. Super cool. Let's head over here to kind of round out Zarkov and maybe find some more stuffs. And let's go ahead and do one more round of questions before we go into the full-blown community segment. So Gary, if we got any.
I have a few.
Cool.
First up, could you just reiterate what you said earlier about the discussions regarding controller customizations, etc.? We've had a few recurring things coming through the chat about.
Yeah, I understand, and it definitely makes a lot of sense since we just launched consoles and you have to use a controller, right? Yeah. So the short answer is that going into controller customization for consoles is an absolute pain. It's an absolute pain. Any developer will tell you this, actually. Unless they like hyper main consoles and that's all they've ever done, in which case they'll probably have a different answer. But it is not something that is easy to implement. It's not something that takes a short amount of time. And it's why in a lot of cases, we've put a lot of focus on ensuring that the controllers straight out of the gate feel right and feel good. For customization, we are not going to see that happen. And if we do, it would not be any time soon. This is not a priority. This is not something that we ever promised. So I hope this doesn't come as a surprise to anybody. But for anybody who is hearing this for the first time, just know the controllers for consoles, there's no intention to have additional controller input customization. That being said, and this is that extra bit that I'm sure that Gary was kind of having me allude to, is that we have been receiving feedback pertaining to the current control scheme on both Xbox and PlayStation. Now, again, I'm not saying that things are going to change. There's no guarantee. I can say, though, we are receiving a number of requests for certain types of control distinctions and stuff like that. And it's something that we are currently evaluating. Again, low chance that anything on this front's going to happen. And I think that it's important for our expectations to be set, knowing that it's probably not going to happen. I also need to make sure you guys know that you are being heard. We hear your voice, we hear what your desires are, and also please know that there is a reason why we did make it the way we have. There was a lot of testing and early access on controllers as well, where we discovered certain things we thought would be the case actually aren't. So some of the stuff that we have even seen in like the recommendations and suggestions for changing controllers around, we can actually just immediately say, no, we're not doing that because we tried it and it wasn't as good as what we're using right now. I know that can be a little bit tough for some people to hear because other games have given you the privilege of customization. A lot of games have for consoles, but this is not something that we plan for. It's not something that we can really dive in on so easily. And there's a fairly low chance, pretty low chance, that we would take that dive. Let's see if we can inspect some cargo drones as we answer some more questions.
Crimson came over on YouTube. I'd like to know something regarding rifts. Will the Lunacy rifts receive further updates in regards to maybe variety and balance? I feel that as it stands that the big ships have the easier time in them rather than the smaller ships due to general DPS and survivability.
The short answer is, and we've actually said this in the streams, I've said this a few times, that we do want to look into adjusting rifts a bit further, both from a balancing standpoint, but also from a variety standpoint. Yeah, we'll have to just stay tuned on that front. I'm sure that there could be more information to share in the future on that. I would be very surprised if we didn't. Let me phrase it like that, actually, because that's more playful and fun. Also, you might go back a couple streams and look whenever I dove into a rift for just a moment and accidentally did that because I wasn't supposed to, because there was new stuff that you could totally see, and that's all I'm going to say on that matter.
Totally not like you, Eric. Totally not like you.
I've never made a mistake in my life, and I've also never lied.
Next up, we have a question from Black Sheep over on YouTube.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah, definitely Black Sheep. What happens on inventory overflow when you sell your ship and you get the new one that has lesser inventory space? What happens to your extra stock?
So basically nothing. So whenever you try to purchase a ship and there's not enough room to transfer goods over, it will actually give you a warning in the ship dealer screen, and it'll say something along the lines of inventory space insufficient, blah, 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 important words, go sell your stuff so that you can make room for this transfer. Something along those lines. Next question.
People are calling you out that they think you never lie, but that you do lie all the time.
Oh, you guys don't know me. Oh my gosh. Where is this stream devolving to? Next question, please.
Right, moving on. YouTube again with Slorine this time. Specifically regarding the paint jobs on new ships. Are we going to be able to ever edit the color template that a new ship comes with? Because obviously that seems to be a fixed template and you can only edit into a custom variety.
There was never an intent to do that. I have seen this request a couple of times, and I too actually think it would be kind of cool. But that is not something that has been discussed. It's not something that would be a priority at all right now. But do know that we are looking into ways to add a bit further customization to the mix with the free content update. And so that's something that might be struck up in conversation, but yeah, it never has been. It's not something that's been, again, it's not been a priority, but I personally like that suggestion, and we'll have to see. Just also keep in mind that a big reason why we don't allow customization of those specific ship colors is because they're specific ship colors. Like that's why. Because somebody decreed this ship is going to look this particular way, and it's not meant to be changed, right? So one of those things where discussion needs to happen, discussion hasn't happened, and a discussion like that's low priority.
I know Slorian had followed up about the ability to maybe copy that style over to one of the empty spots if you have it. and then edit from there.
Oh, like copying from... Oh, okay. That's an interesting suggestion. I'm not sure if I've heard that one. I like that idea too. Oh! I like that idea too.
Well, you're free to fly on, pilot.
Cool. I'm just trying to get this location taken care of. We did level up, so that's a huge benefit here for us. I'm also looking for new equipment as well. Oh, sweet. We got the last rear customization. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Collect a couple more things. And for those of you who are looking at this and going, wait, why is there like a silhouette going on the screen right now? It looks like my armor's taking damage. So that's actually kind of an effect of our development with the autonomous set. You're gonna see that because it's trying to modify the armor. Okay, but there is a bug associated with it on our dev branch, so don't you worry about that. It will very likely be fixed by the time it reaches your hands. So we're gonna get Marie DeVint over here. Hello, welcome. Go to the shop, sell some of this stuff because we got lots. I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna try this blaster combination with the, excuse me, the, wait, where'd it go? Didn't we have, oh no, it was, oh, I swapped it out because it was this one. No, we want our range. An ever-evolving mix of opportunities. Oh, this is tricky, this is tricky. But we could actually use the Rattler, and that would be beneficial in the scouts, except it is a close-range weapon, and I don't like that. But you know what? We'll put it on for kicks and giggles, just to at least highlight what it sounds like. Because I'm pretty sure this one got a makeover. And we're going to sell a lot of other stuff. Some people might be dying inside, but that's what we're going to do here. Just cleaning up some things. That sustained Jaeger, though. Ooh. Ooh. There are some exceptions when it comes to the stream. And one of them is sometimes I'm just going to sell a bunch of stuff a little bit faster than I normally do. Just for the sake of getting back into gameplay. 10% increased device range. I'll take that. Yes, please. Yes, please. That's, yes. Very well, I accept. All right. So let's see if this guy has new sound effects. I actually haven't tested this one yet. So Rattler, what do you sound like? Oh, nope, doesn't have new sound effects. Unfortunate. Perhaps not yet, though. Perhaps simply not yet. I also need to figure out where that last cargo drone is. Let's see, we went over there to the stuff that was floating over there. We explored both of the bases, I think. Let's see, any other points of interest? Let's see what happens if we swoop over here, just real briefly. Pretty sure we already got the, there was only one over here. Yeah, because it's right over there. We didn't get a single charge back. How dare. All right. Through the sign. Was there a, isn't there another structure? I'm going crazy. I know there's a way, like there's points of interest surrounding each one of the cargo drones. Maybe I just didn't fly all the way through the dang freaking... Alright, that's fine. That's fine. See, this is what I need to label the sites that I go to again. I did that once and now I don't do it anymore. Alright, location complete. Feels good. feels good. Oh, there's a Mad Cop. Oh, of course, Mad Cop pod. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Hello, darkness, my old friend. All right. So we are getting to a part of the stream where we do need to transition to the next segment, but it has been really good to be able to see these set items. Ironically, every single set that dropped today are sets that we took that time to highlight a little bit more during our set item showcase stream a few weeks back. Now, I do want to just take a moment and just put some emphasis on this. We are going to see more content just from simple gameplay alone from my nightmare runs in the future, okay? And when stuff shows up, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna highlight it, we're gonna say, hey, this is really cool stuff, and I'm also going to explain a little bit more about the drop rates and how they can drop from specific systems, which is now being introduced, and that's all the more I'm gonna say on that. And then we're also going to showcase the absolutely beautiful and gorgeous screenshots that you have right the heck now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So, stay right there. We're gonna dip into the screenshots that were shared this last week. I chose a pretty good number actually from Discord. So if you've been taking screenshots, you might see yours in just a moment. Give me a second to set that bad boy up and we're gonna have some fun. Oh yeah, I captured way too many screenshots. Oh my goodness, we're gonna need to extend this stream for 7 years probably. My goodness. So anybody who is new, this is the part of the stream where we highlight screenshots from the community. Sometimes there's fan art and funny exchanges that we would also highlight in this segment as well. And through the course of this, we will also be answering any of those questions that are still burning deep within you. You got a console question? Lay it on us. Totally fine, let's talk it out. You got a gameplay question that's just kind of general? Okay. Bring it forward. You have a set item question about some of these teases that were coming up. Dive on in. You want to ask about new content specifically and want to know what we are going to provide? Screw you, we're not going to tell you. All right, let's get into this. We got Captain Maxwell 7, Captain Maxwell 7, I believe. He is entering a rift. This is a popular image. But this one's done with a little bit more creativity. Generally speaking, we see a more straight on approach. This one gives it that nice dynamic angle, and I think it does a lot of justice to the shot. I think Captain Maxwell, this is a better shot of getting sucked into a rift. Definitely enjoy that. Also loving how you are capturing how it's pulling the ship in as opposed to you're flying into it. Like it's just rips any sort of momentum away from you and says, get over here. Very much enjoy it. So I got another shot from Captain Maxwell that I'm going to show. Let's go ahead and answer a question as we are highlighting Captain Maxwell today.
We've got one from Slureen over on YouTube. It's the only one we've got, so come on, guys and girls. Let's get some more questions firing in.
Cool.
Does the distance from where you destroy a ship affect what loot it drops?
No, it does not. It's a curious question, but it does not. I also do want to take a moment, though, and identify one element that has been talked about in the past, and that is, if you shoot an enemy that's further than your sensor's range, does it drop loot? If a tree falls down in the forest, does anybody hear it? Right, like it's that sort of element, and the answer is yes. A tree does make sound, or the loot does drop whenever it's off in the distance, even though you can't see it. So even if your sensors don't pick it up and you get a kill and you're like, that should have totally dropped loot, it did. Fly over there, go pick it up, all right? Important thing to note, but distance has nothing to do with the loot pools. Great question, I like that a lot. This other shot comes from Maxwell. It's a low resolution shot, comes from EVERSPACE 1, but I thought it was a cheeky one, and you know, every now and then, I'm okay with showing some cheeky shots in the stream. It's totally good. This is EVERSPACE 1. This is an ancient that teleported into an asteroid and he can no longer kill, and it can also no longer kill him. So, man, bugs are fun. Bugs are the best. They are super duper. So sorry. Hope that you had a flat cannon because you could actually finish him off that way. But if you didn't, hopefully you could craft one. Either way, it just happens from time to time. The games are gonna game, and can't really do too much about it. So thanks for the shares, Captain Maxwell. Definitely some fun ones today. This next shot also comes from the original EVERSPACE, which we do also obviously highlight here in the community segment. There's some incredible shots that you guys still managed to capture, and EVERSPACE still holds up quite well today. So if you've never played the original EVERSPACE and you're just booking it through EVERSPACE 2, don't be too shy just because it uses a roguelike formula and you're like, I don't know what that means. There's still a lot of enjoyment to be had in that formula, and you can always just wishlist it and, you know, wait for a sale if you wanted to go that direction. And the DLC adds so much to the original experience. It's kind of ridiculous, kind of like the DLC that we're going to be adding to EVERSPACE 2. So yeah, just a great shot from Dark Chaos here. Love these like viewports into a strange world that you're flying through, trying to survive. Definitely gives the right vibes. Good stuff. So do we have more questions as we're looking at Flories next?
Nothing as such, but Bearded Frog has noticed that the DMZ reporters are still on strike.
The scrolling marquee. Yeah. No, so I mean, look, guys, if I'm being full-blown transparent here, which I'm sure some people would not be happy if I went super transparent, but like, I want you guys to know that like we do want to do a little bit more with the stream setup. Okay, like that's in the works. Like we would love to add more on that front. We got a lot of priorities right now. We had to take care of our console fan base. We had to take care of your controls. We had to take care of the stuttering. We had to take care of a lot of those issues. That was priority as opposed to just some funny words on a screen, okay? I'm sure you all understand that, but just please understand that. Like, definitely making sure the game is in a state where it needs to be first and foremost. The fun of, you know, these interactions that we have, as well as like the community contests somebody had poked about in the Discord saying, when are those coming back? They will very likely come back. Those are going to happen in time, okay? It's a work in progress. We'll get there together, and it's going to be awesome when it does, all right? So don't you worry too much about that. I love this ship that Flory has shared. I love the way that he's colorized it in the dark. Just makes that so much fun, and I love how he's got this scene all the way in the end that says, not bad. I wonder where this could possibly be. So very, very cool shot. I love these corridors because they don't make me scared at all whatsoever. And it's great. It's just fantastic. And this is another shot that Flory has captured, a very mysterious shot indeed. And just wanted to share it because I can. And that's all. Next up, we're going to be looking at a shot from, I have to pronounce this correctly, Fusky on Discord. Woo! That's definitely his username. And he has this beautiful shot to share, which is great too, because like I can kind of get in the way of the shot and it still looks beautiful. Like that's the dream, right? Getting these shots that you share, that my dumb face can still impose some part of it while still looking clean. Like that's amazing. I love the way that he's captured the exploration here. I think it's a solid shot and a great representation of the opening segments of the game, and just inviting you to explore so much more. I love that you're enjoying the game, Fusky. Loving your screenshots. Keep it up, dude. Really, really cool. Questions yet?
I've got one from Dark Angel over on Twitch. Just wondering if there's any way, or if we're planning to put any kind of inertia dampeners into the console version, so that they can kind of do the swoopy maneuvers without the inertia dampers turned on.
Definitely understand that desire. Let me answer that. First, giving credit to Infinite Banana Theorem for the screenshot. There's a little bit of confusion in the redeeming drivers, but I would be confused too if I lost my soul to an engine. You know, whatever. So now let's answer this question about the inertia dampeners. This is something that we've been seeing a little bit show up from time to time. We don't consider this a hot issue or a hot priority because we just don't. Like, it's not something that is vital to the game space. In fact, we never planned to put inertial dampening into the game. This was plugged in through community requests, and it was also available for the PC side because there's a lot of buttons on a keyboard. So it was somewhat easy to go ahead and just fulfill that request, plug that in. When it comes to the controller, however, we have that limitation of, well, number of buttons, combinations thereof, etc., etc. And in order to get that to work, we would have to do a hell of a lot of digging to figure out any sort of way to put that in on a controller. And again, keep in mind, we had no intention of putting inertial dampening into the game. So not only would this be a huge challenge for us to navigate and fit into that input mapping for the controller, it also would be something that we don't technically want to be in the game anyway. So very likely not gonna happen. Yet still there's conversations internally about it. So I guess we will see in the future, but I sincerely would not count on it. I would be very surprised on that front. Inertial dampening is counterintuitive to some of the gameplay mechanisms, and it is reserved for some of the higher skill players. In fact, the most people that I see play with inertial dampeners turned off or use it as a toggle have been some of the highest skilled players within our community. So there's a lot on that. Not saying that you are completely denied console players, but I am saying that that is sincerely not something we ever planned, and for us to include that would be a pretty significant battle for us to produce for you, and I'm just not sure if that time commitment on our side is worth it, because we could do so much more with that time as opposed to adding a button that we never intended to have in the first place. So this next shot comes from jmongi77 on the Discord. He's just kind of cruising around looking for some things in all of these dark crevices and places, and I think that he also does a pretty good job of capturing the exploration of Everspace too. You guys seem to like this one too. He got a couple of emoji responses, which is why I like to share, which is why I'm sharing this one. I do like to share shots that generally get more upvotes from you guys. And jmongi, yeah, I think that you did a pretty good job capturing this one. Good. All right, we're going over to this next shot from Joe the Casual Nerd. Excellent. I think it speaks for itself. It's just a great representation of exploration and curiosity within the Everspace 2 experience. Love the color usage as well. That blue-orange can't go wrong. Nice contrast. Boom, bada, bing, bang, boom. Do we have questions?
I've got one from J.R. Panciotti over on YouTube.
Sweet.
Bit of a technical one to a degree. Do you know how many shipwreck designs there are, and have we any plans to up the danger of accessing them?
I think there's only 2 shipwreck designs. Like the clone shipwrecks? Is that the one that we're referring to?
I would presume so, yeah.
I think there's only 2, to my understanding. That was also at one point something we're like, oh yeah, we can make a slew of them and make them randomized, and it could be so much fun. Like it'd be a reference to Everspace 1 and how you're seeing some of those ships mangled and blah, blah, blah. And it was one of those things where it's like, we could do that, or we could do heavy itemization to allow for a lot more customization, diversity, and gameplay. So comes down to that sort of development standard of, we have to make some hard calls. Probably not something that's gonna change. But yeah, I suppose you never know. But in the grand scheme of things, if we are drawing attention to what a wreck looks like that's producing various results, that you understand what those results are going to look like based on if it's a valuable shipwreck or not, or if we're going to just go ham with more free content and the DLC, you're probably seeing where our focus is going to be. But yeah. So there are in fact some technical limitations with creating more assets like simply shipwrecks and incorporating those into the game space. It's crazy, but it requires a process that can take a lot of time away from other elements. So this next screenshot comes from Phantom Lord. We've got a couple from Phantom Lord. They all have some nice variety in them actually, and this one just stood out because you don't really see a lot of screenshots with these mines in place that you have to dart in between, and I thought it was a clever way to highlight this particular zone in a pretty good light. So nice little shot on that front. Woo! Very, very good. We also have
a question.
Oh, yeah, go for the question, as I'm going to transfer over here to somewhat spoilery, but kind of a really awesome shot, so I don't really care.
That is a nice shot.
It's gorgeous, honestly. This is 10 out of 10 Phantom Lord. I love this so much. I kind of want to get out of the way of it too. So, but yeah, go ahead and answer or ask the question. I'll answer it.
Excel, one of our galactic photographers over on YouTube, is actually asking a specific question regarding photo mode about will we consider expanding its capabilities, especially for some of the latest shots they've had to use multiple workarounds to get them just how they want to, and they've just expanded that they'd like to see something like a bloom intensity slider added.
I know that there have been talks in it was through early access where we had it on the list of things to do to adjust some of the photo mode settings and add some more. And then we had an internal meeting and we had to move that down to the would be nice to have category. I don't think we ever made any adjustments on that front. I think that it's possible that we could open up that for discussion again, but I can't make any promises on photo mode additions. I think it would be amazing, and I mean, it's a lot of fun, but yeah, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one to answer to. So we'll just have to see how things develop in the future and how that comes together. So this next shot comes from Phantom Lord. Oh my gosh, thank you for the donut. I had no idea we were gonna get... So, thank you, Mercy. What a sweetheart. This shot also comes from Phantom Lord. Like I said, had a nice variety of shots. And this one, it's actually pretty cool too. I love how it's just like that explosion right before you're delving into Forlorn Vale's depths. And the bright orange, it spoke to me. It's nice. I think it's captured incredibly well. Very cool, very neat. So great shots all around from Phantom Lord. Those 3 shots, look at that, boom, bada, bam. Definitely loving it. Next up, we've got a couple of shots from Roddy78. Do we have another question? Did anyone float in?
Not at the moment, Okay.
I am seeing a little bit of a discussion over on YouTube. This shot, again, this is Roddy78. Nice clean shot of the starting Sentinel. Little discussion over on YouTube talking about how you can tweak bloom via console. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I do know that console settings can allow you to make adjustments to even your controller input, but it's done outside of the game, so it's not applicable to the game itself, which can be a little bit jarring. Definitely understand that. But I think that the reason I'm addressing this comment is specifically because we understand that these requests that you have are meant to be inside of EVERSPACE 2. We know that you don't want to find workarounds. So I just want to be very clear on that. You know, people asking, hey, I wish I could change the inputs of my controllers. Our responses are going to be, oh yeah, well you can do that with a pro controller, go spend money. You know, that's not our answer. We understand what you are requesting from where it is being requested of. And we take that very seriously. Just really want to bring that home. So if we have any more information on controller inputs, accessibility, bonus buttons, whatever, we will make those announcements if they become applicable. But again, really want to set the playing field here that there is not really an intention to do that. All right, guys? So cool. I know I kind of bounced around there for a little bit, just tying that together as best I can. We have another shot from Roddy78. This is another pleasant one that's just flying through Cedo. Nice background. Love that this station just completely destroyed. And this station is actually also a reference. I don't know how many of you know this, but during the prototype, the prototype, how many years ago would that be? 4 years? Oh my gosh, how long?
Yeah, 2019.
Oh my gosh. In the prototype, in this location, this station was not destroyed. This station was operating. You could go there, you could find stuff around this space, and we transformed this area. It's kind of a sort of little way to honor the prototype, but also to make it more intentionally designed. And yeah, this station was completely functioning in the prototype, but now in the full game, that very same station completely wrecked to oblivion. So it's just looking at it also is kind of like, hey, that's kind of cool. And now you know a little fun detail about our development progress and stuff that we wanted to change. How to mix up that formula. DMZ is a dangerous place. More stuff needs to be destroyed. All right, so this next shot comes from Sonozaki, who also was chosen. He had a shot similar to this one that I used as the thumbnail background over on YouTube. So shout out to Sonozaki. He is one of our galactic photographers. Just amazing shots overall. Every time he submits something, I just go, wow, wow. And I mean, there's not really anything else to say. I mean, you can judge for yourself. Love the composition, love the colors, love it's wonderful. Makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. We are still kind of perusing for questions. I'm not finding any. Did you see one that I missed?
I've got one regarding kind of a comment from Redowan Udin over on YouTube. Is there any ideas on having co-op in the game?
Oh, no. That is not something we are planning on doing at all for Everspace 2. So if anybody heard from a friend about a rumor that Everspace 2 is going to have co-op, no. They're wrong. We've never said that. It's not going to happen. It's never been in the plans. Everspace 2 was very much designed as a single-player experience from the ground up. Okay? The entire game, very intentionally designed as single-player. If we were to move into a multiplayer setting, which would be really cool, don't disagree with that. Like, our entire team's like, yeah, co-op could have been awesome if we would have done that. That's making a completely different game. We are then readjusting literally every single system for 2 players, okay? We're making a new game to account for that, as well as the fact that we're gonna have to adjust some of the world building and the lore to enable some type of gameplay on that front as well. Not much, granted, but there would be a bit of work both on like the gameplay side as well as like the creative world building lore, and then it just keeps going from there. There's so much. It's not in the plans and it's not going to happen. But maybe a future title that we work on in the future after we're done with Everspace 2 could possibly move into a multiplayer setting. Maybe. It's a lot of maybes because we don't know. We'll get there when we're done with Everspace 2 and we'll tell you all about it if that's the direction we're taking it. Cool. Next up, we got a shot from Tundra. So Tundra, if you are watching the stream, you cheater, oh my goodness. I can't believe the first time you shared a screenshot, I thought it was a legit screenshot. And I thought it was so delightful that you had obtained so many credits. And then I found out that you cheated. How dare you? You tricked me. I don't like it. There are legitimately players out there who have been amassing hundreds of thousands of millions of credits. Like, it's an absurd number of credits and it's incredible. And it's just, I want to give you all a shout out for your just dedication to the cause on that front. But still, giving some credit to Tundra, this was a pretty fun capture of his ship with some, I think it's a Weber effect that was dissipating. And it looks neat. Actually, really pleasantly surprised by how much I like that. Having the ship kind of wobbling off, giving you those vibes of something is sort of vibrating and keeping this in place sort of motion's awesome. Super duper cool. Super duper cool indeed. So 2 parts there, Tundra. I'm calling you out, but also nice shot. So I appreciate it. And you know what? Also, if cheats are how you enjoy games, I mean, it's not how I enjoy games, but you do you. That's fine. Definitely implore all of you though to play Everspace 2. Without using guides or cheats or anything like that, because the intended design of it is to be challenged and to have fun with your discoveries. When you are looking up guides or you're using cheats, it kind of takes away from that, and it's probably not even intentional on your front, but just keep that in mind, just tossing that out there. But again, play how you want. All right, last one, we've got Winged Nightmare. It's a solid shot. Nice glow in the background behind that is the star of Drake? Actually, I don't know which star that is. But it's a great shot. I love it. I love the way that it comes across. It might be Keone. I'm thinking about it. But regardless, pretty neato Frito like a burrito. And I'm on board. I also strangely like how, even though it's not, this almost looks like a smiley face. Now you can't unsee it, right? It just makes me happy. It just makes me happy. Very pleasant indeed. So, do we have any more questions?
One has come in, and I think it's something we may have to check out. Somebody Lobus Frontails
Okay.
is wondering how to activate jobs on like the map when you're flying around, but he seems to be struggling to be able to do that. I know obviously if a job pops up while you're flying around, you can accept it and then fly to it from the map.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
But
accept it from the map. You can also just fly to the location and it will accept the job. Is on console or is
Yeah, playing on console, playing on PlayStation 5.
okay? There should be an input description on the map that shows how to accept the job. It should be listed like at the bottom of the location. Off the top of my head, I don't know what button that is. It might be like pushing in one of the joysticks is my guess if it's not understood how to do it. But you can just fly to the location. It will accept the job if you do that too. So yeah, and there's also no, I just read in the chat, but also want to mention there's also no penalty for abandoning jobs. So that's a little bit more gamified for your enjoyment. Specifically, if you're ever doing something and you're like, I just don't like doing this, quit and do something that you find more enjoyable. It's fine. We made a diverse cast of jobs available for that very reason. Some people are gonna like this, some people are gonna like that, and it's great. It's fantastic, wonderful. All right, so guys, that has been our stream today. We've covered a lot of questions, a lot of healthy questions. Thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated. We've also highlighted a great number of screenshots from all of you, ranging from, the more symmetrical to the, I don't even know how to describe this, to the cinematic, all kinds of shots. Keep it up. We love this stuff. We eat this stuff up for breakfast. Oh my gosh. And we will be highlighting this type of material even further after certain streams. We're actually working on cataloging just a few more for like the best ofs and stuff like that. Because it's just incredible what you guys can do with the photo mode. And yeah, just don't stop being awesome, because I won't stop being Eric, your community ambassador. Oh my gosh. And Gary, you're not going to stop being Gary, are you? You going to keep...
I hope not.
Okay, perfect. That's good to hear. And we'll absolutely be catching you in 2 weeks from today. What? What's going on? There's no stream next week? Nope, there is no stream next week. Gary and I will be on a business adventure together, and so we will not be present to do one for you. Sorry about that. But whenever we come back on the 1st of September, that's the next month after August, we are going to probably, very likely, have a nice little showcase of things to come. Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have to talk about it, but I want to. That's how it works. Anyway, I continued talking and I was saying goodbye. How dare I? Don't stop being awesome, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Toodles! Where's my button?
Next to the G key.
Yeah. How dare you? I forgot there's one other thing that we do in these streams that is just kind of, it's a silly little thing. We do this post-stream sort of shenanigans segment where I make myself look like a fool, but you guys enjoy it, so we're just going to keep doing it anyway. And otherwise, also, it's a time where we can kind of highlight any sort of magical addendums to the stream or other things to note that's circulating around EVERSPACE 2. And right now, there's not too much going on, but if you haven't purchased EVERSPACE 2, be it on console or PC, let your friends know about the game, come to a stream, ask questions, get informed before you make that decision. I think that's an incredibly important detail. Also, join our community. We have a thriving Discord now. It continues to grow. Very happy about that. Obviously, there's the Steam forums and Reddit, and there's also an Instagram and a Twitter. So, pick your poison. You can see all those in the scrolling marquee on the page that I actually just passed by. So, but seriously, guys, you were awesome today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking the questions that you ask. Thank you so much for engaging in the way that you do. Our love for you is just, it's absurd. You guys are our lifeblood. I say this a lot because it's true. Like, I can't express to you how much better the end of the week becomes because of you. Thank you, sincerely. So don't change. Keep bringing that energy. Keep bringing those questions. This is going to help us straighten anything out that people have questions about, any sort of concerns. We want to make EVERSPACE 2 the best game possible, even after 1.0. And we're going to continue to pursue that direction. All right, that's enough blibber blabber official nonsense. Let's get silly. Let's get silly. Oh, EVERSPACE 1 is 80% off right now? How did I miss that? Seriously? Did I seriously miss a sale for the... I didn't see it posted any... All right, yeah. EVERSPACE 1 is... It's 80% off. Yeah, so in the DLC is also 80% off. Wow, I cannot believe that I missed that. So that's like $5. Hello, Mercy. Hi, how's it going? You're silly. So it's $5 total US dollars that you could get the original, or $6. Math, again, has impeded the streams. For the original EVERSPACE. So even if you are not sure about it, right now is like the best time to try it out. All right. I'm closing this door and I'm locking it, and then we're gonna have some fun. Okay. No children for the moment. Throat is dry. I'm good at math too. We got you. Oh my gosh, you guys are ridiculous. Buy EVERSPACE 1. It's on sale. 80% off. Do it. We went a little longer than normal on that one, but it felt good. Felt really good. My throat actually feels great. And now I'm going to eat a donut. Have a great weekend. Oh my gosh, this donut's delicious. I haven't had a donut in like 4 months.